4:05 a.m. and who in their right mind would leave their comfortable, warm bed to go into the middle of the night to travel 400 miles to watch a women's football game? Well, whoever said we were in our right minds in the first place? George Best City Airport in Belfast, it's totally deserted, well, apart from one or two people who've decided to be mad as well and get out of their warm beds. But the good news is, as we check the notice board out, the flight is on time, which, given flight departures nowadays, is something of a miracle. No sign of Rachel, however, but no doubt she's about here somewhere. George Best International Airport's named after this guy. I'd love to know what he thought of women's football, but maybe best not to ask the question. Our flight departed 10 minutes late, which not too bad, and it looked like a lovely day. Well, it did till we got over to London, and then all of a sudden, the fog kicked in. And when I say fog, I mean fog. It got thicker and thicker and thicker, and our panic started to set in. Eventually, we touched down at Heathrow, and our carriage awaited, thanks to 60 car hire for the free upgrade. However, it would also have been good if they'd told us how to start the car, as we sat there for 10 minutes as I worked out how to get things going, not happy with the fact that I had my foot on the brake instead of the clutch. Ah, the joys of the M4 from Heathrow to Reading. What a fantastic journey. Well, it might be if you can actually see the flipping road. Anyhow, main thing is Rachel seems to be relaxed and chilled and ready for the day ahead. Meantime, I'll concentrate on the road. But I'll have to stop for coffee, and what better place than a Costa in a service station. Eventually we arrive at Reading, where we're greeted by the image of Sir John Majeski, who the stadium is named after. Thank you for your welcome, Sir John. Anyhow, we're far too early for the game. It's only 5 to 11 in the morning. We've got 3 hours before kick-off, so what better way to spend time than going for a brisk walk around the perimeter of the stadium. We eventually complete our circuit and arrive back at the mega store, which we go into not only to spend some money, but also to get some heat in our bones because it is a blisteringly cold morning. Jackie Byrne's kit's on the show, so if you fancy that one, you know where to purchase it from, and there's loads of other Reading merchandise on sale at the club. Oh look, it's Reading women on the television. And hey, here's the Barclays Women's Super League trophy, which Chelsea are going to win this year. Isn't that right, Rachel? From there, it's back to media duties and a catch-up with everybody who's watching our progress back home. And from there, round to meet the Manchester United women's bus as it arrives at the ground. A large crowd had gathered to meet the Manchester United women's bus as it arrived at the ground, no doubt in the hope of getting a selfie or an autograph or some other sort of memorabilia. What a change for women's football. Thanks to those supporters who agreed to be interviewed for our cameras on the day. And unfortunately for the supporters who had gathered, there were no autographs or selfies to be had. But they did get away from the players as they went into the ground. For us, it's back into the heat and the comfort of the media section, from where we'll be reporting on today's game. Big thank you once again to everyone at Reading for allowing us to have press accreditation for this game. We really do appreciate your support. And as for the pitch, I think you'll find it looks amazing. The sun has come out, the fog is gone, the pitch is in perfect condition, and with over 5,000 spectators expected today, what a perfect setting for a great game of women's football. So with minutes to go before kick-off, the Reading women are doing their final warm-ups ahead of their massive game against Manchester United. Hey, and there's Jackie Byrne, the Northern Ireland international goalkeeper, practicing her kick-outs. But what an opposition they're coming up against today in Manchester United. A star-studded lineup featuring the likes of Mary Earps, Hannah Blundell, Katie Zellum, Ella Toon, Alicia Rosso, to name but a few. There's no prizes for guessing who these lot are supporting on the day, and indeed there's no prizes for guessing who these young women's heroes are. Time now for our final pre-game report, with only 50 minutes to go, for a game which would turn out to be a memorable one for Reading keeper Jackie Burns, who made save after save after save after save after save to constantly thwart the United attack. However, with 3 minutes to go, the breakthrough eventually came as Rachel Williams scored this absolute cracker goal to ensure Manchester United went home with a 1-0 win and the important 3 points on offer. After the game, we got the chance to catch up with Reading and Northern Ireland's Lauren Wade, and indeed player of the match Jackie Burns, as well as Reading manager Kelly Chhambers, who on the day celebrated her 150th game in charge of Reading women. And it has to be said, it was a true privilege to interview such an amazing woman in the world of women's football. And that completes our coverage of the game between Reading women and Manchester United women. On behalf of Rachel and myself, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this one, and hopefully we'll see you all again next time when we go back to cover our next game in the Barclays Women's Super League.